Hello YouTube, and welcome to episode 9 in the Nisemonogatari reaction series, that being part of the Monogatari reaction series. Apologies for only the one episode today, but can't do 3, and this is a better stopping point than after 10 apparently, so we'll see how that goes there. Hopefully there's something to talk about here, because I've been told that this episode's maybe a little bit set-up-y, if you know what I mean. But either way, we're going to jump in today. One thing that'll be very exciting for some of you that have been asking for it, I've set up a Discord. It should be a link in the description if I get my shit into gear. But I also have no idea what I'm doing, so if you wanted to jump in there and give me a few hints, I'll take them very much so. Right now, I've only really got channels to discuss the series, the ongoing series on the channel right now. I'm happy to add whatever, maybe a request channel, something like that. More voice channels. I don't know. It's up to you guys. Again, I've only really used Discord with my friends. I've never really set up a server for this kind of purpose before, so I don't know. Any advice is appreciated. Rightio, just going to jump into the comments quickly from last week just to see what you guys had to say about the wondrous Nisemonogatari episode 8, the toothbrush scene episode. Nathaniel's first up here. You survived, to me, the hardest part to watch of Monogatari. Congratulations. Knowledge that a toothbrush scene exists probably makes it less bad, honestly. I went into Monogatari with no idea of anything and was praying for no incest for all of Nisei, and when that scene came up, the rest is history. Lan gave him BR disagrees in the replies here. What the fuck? Survived? The scene was great. It's great to see some conflicting opinions here, even if some of them may be tongue-in-cheek. At least I knew that there was a toothbrush scene, so when I saw that he got a toothbrush out, I was like, okay, I'm prepared for the worst. Let's just go. I can't imagine what that was like in the moment. Potentially a little bit concerning, I believe. Benjamin Lee's next here. Huh? I'm early this time. It's always fun to watch others react to the toothbrush scene, but something else is equally interesting is how sometimes Shaft takes creative liberty to add crazy things happening in the background for what would have just been normal conversation between characters. Yet from time to time these crazy background events happens to be described word for word in the novel. Example? Extract from the translation of Nisemonogatari. Fine then, she cried. What about my virginity? You can take my virginity. I don't want my little sister's virginity. I gave her a swift kick to her face. Reality admits of a certain situation where violence against your sister, still in middle school, is warranted. Gak! Dealt such a blow you couldn't maintain a dogiza even if you were Karen. Yet, if you were Karen, you instantly leapt backwards on your knees to defuse the impact. She transitioned into a backflip, a so-called moonsault, I don't know if it was to downplay her reflexes or what, in my hardly spacious room, brushing the ceiling, but was completely remarkable maneuver. But completing the remarkable maneuver, excuse me. 10, 10, 10, 10. What an incredible athlete. She landed on my bed, the springs creaked loudly. It's also funny how Suki is complaining that Karen's arc is taking too long, and there isn't time for her arc, and now it's time for her arc, that Karen kind of steals the limelight. Yeah, these observations are pretty funny. I specifically like when kind of the outlandish stuff is kind of expanded upon by Shaft, if you know what I mean. It's like they're adding their touch to it. It's not a, line for line adaptation. They're, adding their creative touches to it. It's good. But it's funny to see that this one was always intended. That's a nice little change of pace. The next comment here by Y. Ah yes, the dreaded episode with a single joke foreshadowed 2 series ago. Araragi is a hypocrite. Refer to Bakemonogatari episode 3, 1410. Truly a Monogatari moment. Let me just look this up quickly. I'm going to imagine this is what you're talking about here. Listen. That's kind of funny. I like that. The next comment here is by Alexander Dunkelheit. I'll never be able to look at a toothbrush the same way again. I don't know if I'd go that far, but I don't know. It's definitely one that sticks with you, huh? The next comment here by Boruskov. He links a time code. This is a verse from the lyrics of Danzen Futari wa Pretty Cure. Koyomi's pose is a parody of that anime. Yeah, I know Pretty Cure. Or Precure, if you wanted to be that way inclined. I'm not enough to obviously know the reference, but still, yeah, I knew there was something up there. Correct me if I'm wrong, it's a magical girl adjacent thing, so cute little reference there for those in the know. Next comment here by Matt. If we recall that Koyomi is an unreliable narrator with a penchant for exaggeration, then you're free to imagine how much of the scene actually took place. What's definitely real is that Koyomi and Karen had a huge reconciliation last arc and became much closer as brother and sister. Koyomi stopped seeing Karen as a kid, and Karen starts seeing her brother as a hero of justice. In my head canon, this episode is merely the result of a heartwarming character growth, hidden below the glorious ocean of fan service and sibling awkwardness. Great reaction as always. As for your logistics question, I'd suggest watching episode 9 alone and then 10 and 11 together. I'm inclined to agree with Matt here. I think in kind of Monogatari's twisted way that they do fiction, I think that this is what's happening, right? These two characters are clearly closer now. It's essentially the resolution, continued resolution to the last arc, Karen B. So the toothbrush scene is really clever, right? Because it's both, it can be interpreted as this, or you can take it as its, literal meaning that Araragi is brushing Karen's teeth, or you can take it a step further and think about what he actually might be doing to her body with a toothbrush. There's layers to it. If you want to be that way inclined, you can. If you want to be a little more like Matt, you can as well. I don't know if clever's the right word in retrospect, but anyway, we continue. Next comment here by Dharma and Mancia. Ah, yes, the beginning of Tsukihi arc without Tsukihi. Until the end of Eps, of course. And yes, the Monogatari fandom never really specify the toothbrush scene to the public, they only call it the toothbrush scene, and sometimes make everyone wonder what the big deal is about a toothbrush. I was the opposite. I was like, don't put that toothbrush where I think you're going to put the toothbrush. And the worst slash best part is everyone might take a toothbrush scene as a metaphor for something else, but the truth is it's just normal toothbrush activity. And then he puts an edit here. Tsukihi have a lot of hairstyles, so if you see a girl with a strange new haircut you've never seen before but she's wearing a yukata, that's Tsukihi 100%. Yeah, the haircut stuff's weird. I'm wondering if that kind of impacts the arc in a way or something further about her character. I guess we're going to see, I think. But thanks for the comment there. Next comment here by Eric. That doesn't seem too bad. Those words Animiddo would regret saying. I would love to give a long philosophical explanation on the toothbrush scene, but it's the one thing in all of Monogatari I just can't understand. Even the panties in Kizumonogatari has meaning that I understand, and such. If you want to elaborate on that, I can buy back to the main post. I just make it out to the studio shaft flexing. I would also watch episode 9 and episode 10 and 11 together. Just to tell you ahead of time, I would start remembering or writing down dates of future arcs. This will be important for the second season and final. That's all I can say without spoiling. Okay, so maybe I start to take note of the kind of calendar, I guess. So I think, are we in August? I think we're in August. Okay, weird. So it's all obviously the same year. I'm sure you guys will keep me up to date anyway, but yeah, I haven't really been paying attention to that, so I might have to go back and do some research, which is always fun. But thanks for the heads up there. Next comment here by Kramer. Just imagine that some people woke up one day, got to work, sat around a table, and talked about how to animate this scene. Fan service is ultimately fan service, yes, but once it serves a narrative or thematic purpose, it ceases to be mere fan service. The toothbrush scene is an example of this. It serves the purpose of showing the bond between two characters, which is a legitimate narrative purpose. Araragi does think Hanako is the most beautiful woman in the world. He always did and still does, even after dating Senjo, and literally anyone who knows him is aware of that. Most importantly, Senjo and Hanakawa are aware of it. That didn't stop Senjo Gahara from stealing Araragi's heart and forcing slash making him fall in love with her. He can love Senjo and still think Hanakawa is the pinnacle of perfection because that's the persona that Araragi attributed to her and that Hanakawa perpetuated. This is pretty interesting, I think. I wonder how Hanakawa feels about this. Yeah. It's a weird one for sure. Again, the Monogatari loves separating the kind of emotional side of love and the physical side of love. They love doing that. That's kind of a big part of the story so far. Not that, Senjo Gahara is some hag, but obviously, apparently, according to this comment, he finds Hanako more attractive. That's definitely a development. I don't know. It seems Araragi's in a bit of an enviable position either way. Yeah, he links a time code, and yeah, it's a reference to Pretty Cure. We've been through this. Futare wa Pretty Cure. Should probably also mention Karen's VA was one of the cures in Fresh Precure, so the reference isn't completely random. So there is some connection there. I love the VA stuff. That's always really cool. Reminds me of a certain thing in Danganronpa 2. that's kind of similar to this, where they use a voice actress's previous work to inform a character change. I don't know. Can't really go into spoilers. Danganronpa is really cool. Anyway, correct me if I'm wrong here. Igori is the name of this commenter. I love the fact that over 10,000 years of human civilization culminated in this scene. It's truly the peak of human evolution. I can't help but agree. Definitely the greatest piece of art of all time. I don't know what else would even compete. And final comment here by Something. Someone claimed to have used the toothbrush tactic on their sister on 4chan in 2010 and earned the name Oral Hygiene Bro. Yeah, that's definitely a 4chan thing to do. I would love to go into this claim. How did he prove this? Or maybe I don't want to go into this claim. Thank you, everybody, for commenting this week. And now I'm just going to jump into a quick recap on the last episode. It was the toothbrush scene episode, so there's not really much to recap. Kind of starts, kind of Karen walks into Aragi's room. Then some stuff happens about Kambaru and wanting to meet Kambaru, and that's very important to Karen. And Karen says she'll do anything, and then Araragi lays down the gauntlet, and then they do the act, and then Tsukihi walks in, and then she goes and wants to kill them, and then yeah, you know what happened. You saw the episode. It's not really much plot stuff going forward. I guess the important plot stuff would be Tsukihi's immortality, which is brought up in the intro to that episode. Her imposter status, so though she is immortal, she's an imposter, so I'm not really sure where that's going, but something to follow. How she changes her look a lot, does this relate to something of the occult? Does this relate to her immortality? Does this relate to her relationship with her brother? Again, we don't know. And I guess, like the comments brought up, this overall feeling of reconciliation between Araragi and Karen. So we'll see where all that goes going forward. Just some general predictions going forward. This is only a 3-episode arc now, so something should happen soon. Maybe a continuation of this Kambaru Karen thing that they've got going on. Maybe these two will meet. I don't really want that to happen because I think it's a bad idea, but we'll see. I'm keeping on this Sengoku train. I believe she's going to be involved in some way, or at least we'll check in with her before the season ends. Some form of supernatural ability, perhaps, explained for Tsukihi. Potentially to do with a phoenix, potentially has something to do with her immortality. And right now she's on her way to get an all, so maybe we continue straight on from there and something happens to her when she's on that little trip. We will see. Just going to do my show stuff before we jump into episode, what is it? Episode 9, yeah. If you like the video, consider liking the video. If you like the video and want to see more, consider subscribing to the channel. Comment below anything you thought about the episode, anything I can do to improve my presentation, comment below. I'm doing follow for follow on Twitter, so follow me on Twitter if you'd like me to follow you back. And I've got a Discord now, so it should be linked in the description, and please join it and do all that kind of stuff, and please tell me how to use it, because I don't really know how to use it, so any advice is appreciated. Rightio, just going to jump into episode 9 right now. Rightio, got episode 9 up here ready to go. Let me pop that up on screen. Beautiful. 25 minutes and 41 seconds on this reaction video, so sync up at your leisure. There should still be a picture-in-picture down below. Oh yeah, some feedback on the quality of those would be appreciated as well. I know they're not great, but I should be using the correct converter now, so it should look a lot better than before. So yeah, again, feedback appreciated. Either way, just going to jump right in. Going to give it a 3, 2, 1. Rightio? 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. Good. Okay, so straight into a Kambaru. That was a joke? Okay. That's a change in opinion. Kambaru still being a troll. That's good. Oh my guys. Oh yeah. She just is. Oh, and then, yeah, Platinum Disco. I know it might be a crime. Slightly too loud for me. Yeah, about there, maybe. I recently did some audio stuff on my PC, so maybe that's it. This opening's really good. I said it last time. It's like really, really good. Imagine if this came out like today. Imagine how many memes and stuff we would see. We already see a lot of memes. To me, it demonstrates because this isn't like it's good animation. Then that's my point. It's good animation, but it's not expensive animation. Is my point. It's just really cleverly used. So I think a lot more openings could learn from this. You don't need to spend like mega budget on stuff. Just get some really good like dance animators, character animators, and let them go nuts. Like this is just brilliant. What's on screen right now? It's awesome. Platinum. I don't know. Why are you so discontent, Tsukihi? Text? Oh, short text. That's always good. I could almost read that one. How do you always win? Yeah? She's sick? She towers over me? Okay. Elaborate. How do you do it? Always pick rock. Has to be. Hmm. You two are very close. Okay. What should we do? Yeah? Okay. Interesting. Yeah, true. Stupid joke. Yeah. Don't trust this evil man. Okay. Have you? Okay. How does it work? Okay, so she has to say the words. I agree. Like it's superstition. But if they go late, they'll have the knowledge. It's not whoever's first. Oh, that's not how it works. No. Probably warranted. Yeah, that's not even cheating. It's not even just. It's not even the rules. You're meant to go on three. Uh, you'll be like 12 feet in the fucking air. Oh, yeah, another great shot. This show's outrageous. That's pretty light. But I'm a big guy. Oh my god, she can bench like crazy. I don't think either's very good for you, Araragi, I must say. Sasuga. Her key has a little, like, plushie of Tsukihi on it. Not particularly, but I see what you mean. Are you just gonna, what? What? Oh, it's Tsukihi. This stuff's mental. This show's crazy. A lot of hair change and stuff. Also, yeah, don't cut hair like this, it doesn't work. For those playing at home. She seems really into this. Another great shot there. Yeah. Yeah? Put it this way, this one wasn't on the bingo card either. So this is what it's like to be 11 feet tall. Karen-sama. What'd you think was gonna happen? Uh, don't do that. What is that? That's very funny. Just put him down. And then he heads a giraffe. Good. This sign too. She's pretty strong. It's hard to put somebody on your shoulders. Oh, is she holding him too tight? Oppai? It's true. Nishishi? If Kambaru sees you guys approaching like that, she's gonna have a field day. Like, honestly. If anybody sees you. Devil Boy? Excuse me, who are you? Yes. Who is you? Who is you? Oh, I like her. Yeah. She's taller, she's better. Kage nui Yozuru. Yozuru? Do you know her, Karen? No, she doesn't seem to know it. Why are you looking for the Cram School? Hornet Sister. Yeah. Well, I mean, she is wearing like a color scheme like that at the moment, so. I'm imagining this is the Cram School. Okay, so it isn't the Cram School that we know. Hello, Hanakawa Des. Yeah, he's studying something. She seems a lot more like happy, Hanakawa, right now. That's nice. Like peaceful. Yeah, give it to me. Oh yeah, we love it. Oh, it is the Cram School. Cool. Why is it a smart sounding name? How do you know that? Bro, Hanakawa's nuts. Why do they call him Devil Boy? Because he's a vampire. Hmm. Kagenui. Okay. Well, you obviously know about the occult. Are you an associate of a certain Oshinomeme? Okay. Okay. Thanks for telling me. Oh, this is awesome. What the hell? Incredible. Incredible shot. Yeah, do you know something? You reckon? To fight? Okay. I guess if anybody would know, it would be you. I mean, so do you. You're carrying like 50 something kilos on top of you and doing one leg squats, stretching those calves, those quads. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, I was about to say you can't. You didn't do a good job at threat detection last time. She isn't evil. Okay. Interesting. Okay. What's gonna happen here? Put some clothes on. You. She is. Oh my god, she's massive. Yeah, these are kindred spirits. Hello, Hachikuji. What are you gonna do? Stadium status? Yes, I did expect this. Great. Shatter that fourth wall. Yeah, have you changed? You're an adult now. He's talking himself around? Is that what you reckon? All of our great minds are speaking on this issue. A spare minute. We'll see. It's the shot of Hanakawa like turning her head too that they keep using, which is very good. Oh my god. He's going demon mode. Do you get through her legs? Great. Araragi? You said my name correctly? Oh. Shinobu tripped him. That's good. Bro, just like waving as she goes back into the shadow. That's very good. Kikirara? Okay. Yeah. Great. Keep doing this routine forever. I think he's pretty good. Yeah, she knows everything. She's got spies. It's fair enough as long as he studies. Hmm. Yeah. I don't like that either. Sus line. Yeah. What was that? Kiss the 8-year-old. Yeah, beat his ass. Step that foot in harder. The good old like look behind you technique. Kambara needs to stop making a mess in her room. I succeeded. Oh, I know your design for sure. Hello. Yep. We're gonna send you to the cram school. She's this, right? Yeah, I think she is. Yotsugi. Does she like describe what she's? Yeah, okay, that's very funny. Oni-chan? Hmm. Do you ever say anything not with a poised look? Ooh, six spin. All right. Goodbye. She most certainly did. They definitely have occult knowledge. Yeah. Oh. Okay, so you can make that connection. I was going to say the same thing. Just trying to say the same line again. Okay, so what conclusion can we come to here? Was that enough to really jump into and really have a talk about? Maybe not. We're going to try. Introduces two new characters, though. Very interesting. Kagenui, is that her name? I really like her. Seems capable. I like that. And Yotsugi, I think. I forget her other name. Seems to be the other one. And I've seen her design around before. I mean, it's pretty distinct with the old toothpaste hair and that kind of stuff. But the episode in total, yeah, I thought it was really funny. Again, feels like last episode, like an OVA. This doesn't feel crucial yet. I'm sure, like, actually, okay, we introduced two new characters. Obviously, that's crucial. But it still feels like we haven't started in a weird way. I don't know. Maybe we have, and I just don't know. This is different, I think. Right? Maybe not to last time, but just in general. There's differences in the ED, I think. Hello, Shinobu. You had a very funny joke. That's good. Okay. I'm confused. It certainly is. Apparently. Why? Rightio, let's jump into a quick bit of analysis on episode 9. So, what did I make of that episode? It was very funny. That was the first thing I really noticed. It's still obviously very brash and a little bit uh, fan servicey, but that's okay. We're learning to live with it, especially after last episode. Nothing else can scar me. We had several different conversations. We had kind of Karen Araragi at the start, and then uh, Kagenui was her name, showed up. And then there was kind of Hachikuji, and then Yotsugi in the end, I think. There was a little bit of Kambaru and a little bit of Hanakawa in there as well. So we talked to a bunch of different people, talked about, some random stuff really, especially the stuff at the start with Karen around uh, rock, paper, scissors. Didn't really make much sense to me, but anyway, I think she was just being really dumb. Again, she feels a lot like Kambaru, which is funny how when they meet, they have the exact same reaction. And yeah, Karen's tall, eh? She's like really tall. I guess the plot relevant stuff we really saw was that the two new characters were introduced and are both heading towards the Cram school. in this way, I can't help but associate them with Oshino Meme. Are they associates? Did he send them this way? We don't know. Either way, they seem to have some knowledge of the occult, considering the names they call the characters are kind of based on their kind of oddity associated, if that makes any sense. Again, not much Tsukihi in her arc, I must say. I guess that's coming later. Or maybe it's just a big fake. Like a Nisemonogatari or something. Either way, I'll pop the episode up here. And yeah, we're just going to go through. I'll pause it when I want to pause stuff and yeah, talk about what I want to talk about. Again, music was really good. I've just replayed this first scene here for myself, and it's got this really uh, country western sounding song almost, really like jaunty and like upbeat's the wrong word, like laid back. It's a bit weird. I really enjoy it as a choice. Again, feels like an OVA. Feels unnecessary, but not unwelcome. But the when the music drops and they're trying to be more like intriguing when these new characters show up, I think it does a good job as well. So yeah, just a few notes about the music there as well before I play this video on mute. So Araragi, the episode kind of starts exactly where we left off. Araragi decides to fulfill this promise as soon as possible, and after dodging all of these alls that are in the shape of one Araragi, you can tell by the little hair, he takes Karen and they're off to see Kambaru. So initially I thought Kambaru was being serious, which was a mistake on my part. I was like, so why don't you want to meet Karen? This is weird. Normally you'd be gung-ho about this. There has to be a reason, right? But I can't take your little sister's virginity. No, this isn't what this is about. Stop being perverted and weird. But that's kind of Kambaru's bag, so yeah, it is what it is. Another thing I'll note is I really like the build up here. So first we get another look at her room. Again, extremely cluttered and that kind of thing. She's reading a lot of BL, as she likes to do. I love this build up here, just like the pages and the eyes like build up as she gets towards what she's going to say. Like she's anticipating the joke. And you think it's going to be something super serious, and then it isn't. This is a suspect line from Araragi. I'd rather take it myself than give it to you. Which, red flags and all that. And yeah, Kambaru here just smug. Like, I got him again. I tricked him. Kambaru is one of my favorites for sure. Got to do that tier list at some point. The implication here is that these two were on the bed in this position, and then Tsukihi threw the alls in this position as well. Just gradually missing, which implies some things. But I digress. Good visual joke for sure. This is an interesting pose by old Kambaru as well. This is how I sit when I'm reading as well. Exactly like this. Yeah, this opening's really good. I don't know how many times I'm going to say it. Probably 2 more, considering there's 2 more episodes. It does basically everything right. I haven't talked about the shading on the characters, which is super interesting as well. Of course, Araragi is completely shaded, while there's kind of this filter over Tsukihi here. And kind of on this traditional Japanese looking background, definitely in the color scheme. Yeah, it's almost like film grain over the the 2 Tsukihis here. I was going to say the twins, but they're definitely not twins. I will say it's curious that we're doing this hair change thing motif in this opening, and then basically all of the main cast has gotten haircuts. Like Kambaru's changed her hair; it's slightly longer now. Now Karen's chopped off most of her hair too. Hanakawa's changed her hair. Who else? Shinobu, kind of. She's not wearing a hat. I don't know. Just kind of interesting how everyone's changing their looks. But you can still distinctly tell who's who. I like that, I think. I think from the outside, without watching the show, it could be hard to tell who's who, especially considering how much character of an anime character is derived from their hair. But I think they do a good job here. Such a response has left me bewildered. What could this be? I feel as though the gag part has reached its end. Could the fun times be over? Does the playing end here? Is this a reference to the end of the episode where it seems like we're leading into a little bit more of the serious stuff? This is, again, extremely meta, extremely fourth wall. Yeah, we've done with all the jokes. Now we're going to push on to our actual story that we're trying to tell here in the next 2 episodes. It's a little bit funny, I think. There's some interesting shots of Karen here. I think this is one of the more tame ones. I'm not going to pause on them, but just know that they exist, and I don't exactly approve, but again, it's better than the toothbrush scene. That's all we have to live up to from now on. It's better than the toothbrush scene. She does do like mad flips though. Either way, they kind of introduce this rock paper scissors thing they have going on. This is going to be the point of the episode, or this portion of the episode, I guess. She's got this super secret technique about rock paper scissors that'll fool anybody. Now, what is it? Wait, first there's this crazy shot that makes Karen look like she's 7 foot tall. I don't like this. This is like, this is again some fetish stuff. This is very funny. I like this. She says that because Araragi's made it a great day, she'll share this special technique. She hasn't even told Tsukihi-chan about this. And again, before we learn the technique, she throws down the gauntlet. The loser has to carry the winner the rest of the way. So I think I missed this in the reaction, that this was what they were doing, but I eventually picked it up, of course. Yeah, I don't see how this is a losing situation for Araragi. Based on his proclivities, for lack of a better word. Again, we're using our street signs here. No light vehicles. Effective starting January 4th. Carriers get priority. Very funny. Karen again comes through with the warning. That's not how it works. You're not allowed to be the one that says rock, paper, scissors. It has to be me. I have to dictate the tempo of our little battle here. It's very important for the technique. That's definitely very good. It's a very good technique. So Karen reveals her technique. It is rock, paper, and then she would do it. So she would get whatever she wanted out before the person even had a chance to respond, right? This, you can dive into this, right? This is kind of Karen's philosophy. Being first is best, but doesn't really worry about the details, doesn't really worry about the actual rules of the engagement. This isn't how rock, paper, scissors work. If anything, moving first gives you a disadvantage. Now we could be very clever and apply this to how she dealt with Kaiki. She tried to move first. She tried to be the hero. She tried to walk in there and be like, rock. And then Kaiki was like, what do you do? Paper? Like, and then he just crushed her. Like, that's what he did. Do you think this is intentional? Am I crazy for thinking that this is what she's trying to do here? That's very funny if it is. Like, she's not the sharpest tool, is she? Not the brightest spark. I like how smug she is about it too. This feels very Kambaru. This feels like something Kambaru would do. Then Araragi punches his sister in the face because she's stupid, and he kind of goes on and says that's cheating, but it's bad cheating. It's cheating that doesn't work. Rock paper scissors is a game where first mover is worse off. Almost entirely. So being the first mover here is, anyway, you know what I'm saying. It's like, it's quite funny, I think. It's actually really good. So now, yeah, Karen admits defeat after the whole thing gets explained. She also says that I just came up with this technique, so she's never actually applied it, because if she actually applied it, it wouldn't work. Anyway, very clever again. And she's like, okay, hop up on my shoulders. And Araragi's like, I don't know if I want to do that. Well, for pretty obvious reasons. It's, hard to hide certain things if it's pressed against somebody's neck. But Karen is insistent. I've kind of stopped talking about it as much, but the backgrounds here are super cool. Like, I love how colorful their kind of city area has become. It's very different to Bake and extremely different to Kizu. So I'm interested to see the kind of evolution as we go forward. This is almost like Art Deco, you know what I mean? Like in the buildings, and it's all very modern. It feels very, I don't know, almost holiday housey. It's pretty cool. Kind of, again, tonally fits. Oh yeah, so Araragi throws out that, oh yeah, your ponytail would get in the way. Oh, right, my ponytail. Right, of course. So she gets out her key, and then she says, don't you use the ridges of a key when you cut vinyl tape or tags off your clothes? Okay, weird thing to bring up, but sure. And then she cuts her hair with a key. So one, that would hurt, like a lot. And two, just so you can get your brother on your shoulders. Again, she's like straightforward to a fault, right? She doesn't care about the repercussions, she just does stuff. Like cuts her hair off. She's, again, not the sharpest tool. Again, everyone's getting a haircut, which is cool. I like haircuts, they're cool. She throws her ponytail in the bin, which is kind of metal as well. And the hair clip kind of falls exactly back down on her head as well. Then she, like, copes and says, "Oh yeah, I've always hated my hair." Well, why didn't you cut it before? Yep, so Araragi kind of complies and hops up on her shoulders. Now Karen is already completely like she's super tall. So Araragi, who isn't not tall, he might be average height, is very tall on top of her. Again, I've only ever put somebody on my shoulders like if they're like a kid or if we're like in the pool. So this is it would be very tall if you're like outside of those contexts. As we can see, it's depicted here. We can see the curvature of the Earth. So take that, flat earthers. Oh, is that a Star Trek in the background? I think it is. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think that's a Star Trek. And then very matter of factly, your crotch is pressing against the back of my head, and it doesn't feel good. That's what I was worried about. Kambaro then suggests we do a similar keek technique on his crotch. Which no, don't do that. No. I like this giraffe head that he has on, and then we see it in the next shot as well, right here, that it's like still like leaning down. Very good, because he feels tall like a giraffe, and it's not very comfortable when they're trying to keep balance and blah 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 blah. I like these here as well. Oh my god, look at these. Some it's a little QB. That's a QB, right? That's the thing's name. Don't trust the QB, by the way. Um, there's lots of single adult workers only. What is going on in these backgrounds? It's like a cross with a giraffe. And then because I paused it to look at the main sign, but now everything else is catching my eye as well. No, tell me if anybody's done the advanced technique as well. I want to learn. Araragi's pretty good here playing the straight man. He's very versatile in these comedic kind of situations. So Kambaro. I was going to call it Kambaro. Karen says that is kind of shoulder rides meant to be this erotic, and he's like, no, normally the guy carries the girl. I think it works well. Is my point. I think, and this is attributable to Araragi being very versatile in both comedic and dramatic scenes. They kind of get the most out of him at all times, and props to the VA for that because that's hugely difficult. Cool. So finally, after the first 10 minutes of the episode are gone, we move on to, I guess, actual movement in the story. We spent most of that time talking about shoulder rides and genital mutilation. Anyway, the backgrounds in this show are awesome. Still, again, they're really good. The city's so vibrant, like this season. You know what I mean? It's way brighter than previous seasons. I don't know. These locations would be very populated. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure it's never kind of disclosed what city it actually is, but this city seems like really like touristy. You know what I mean? Like lots of nice parks, lots of nice sitting spaces, color everywhere. Somebody you would want to visit for sure. But again, is this all in Araraki's head? Is this just how he's seeing the world at the moment? I don't know. It's up to interpretation, and that's what we like it. So another thing I noticed about this shot here, right, is do you see any characters around? Because I certainly don't. And then we hear you, Devil Boy. And a character appears. She reminds me of... Let me find a picture. I don't know why. Something about like a Pokemon design. That's what she feels like. Specifically, this one came to mind, but now I'm looking at it, it's not as correct as I thought. She looks like a Pokemon gym leader. I don't know what type, but maybe like fairy or something. But yeah, that's kind of the vibe I'm getting off of her. Again, I think Pokemon character designs are really good, so this is a compliment. But yeah, just a bit of a weird inspiration for me for this character. Weird connection, I guess, would be the correct term. And this new character, who we later learn is called Kaganui, I think is what we're calling her. Kaganui-san. Is looking for Eiko Cram School, and I only knew about one cram school in the show, so I automatically assumed that she was going there. There's some stuff going on here with the hair clip and then the kind of button pattern on her shirt, so that's pretty cool. The red in the hair is very cool. Yeah, I really like this design. Is my point. Such an interesting character already. I like Karen's take as well, which is that she doesn't seem evil like Kaiki, right? A devilish brother and a hornet sister. And we see later in the same episode, Yotsugi, I think her name was, kind of notes that Hachikuji is a snail. And now that I'm thinking about it, actually sees Hachikuji. That's very important as well. I didn't pick up on that. It's very important that she saw Hachikuji, because not many people can. Interesting. For sure, very interesting. We also get shots of Karen looking very kind of meek, dejected, while talking to Kaganui. Like she feels intimidated and shy and wants to just like not maintain eye contact with her. She can tell the level of strength that this character has immediately and doesn't want any part of it. Like her sense of balance and strength is immense. Like I think she says that she could punch a car and like turn on the airbags. So yeah, sounds kind of like Oshino Meme to me. Either way, Araragi goes, well, I know somebody that knows every single cram school in the city, so let's talk to her. And of course, it's the elusive Hanakawa. We get this face on Araragi when talking to Hanakawa as well, which is pretty good. Like, he's very happy to be talking with her, so we don't really get the response from Araragi in the conversation. We just kind of hear what Hanakawa has to say. We have to fill in the blanks, which I guess is pretty easy based on what Hanakawa says. We get to see Hanakawa in this really, like, idealistic setting. It's like she's in a she sounds peaceful over the phone. I guess that's what we're trying to convey. She's in like it's like a Disney like princess tale, right? It's like Snow White or something. She's just in love with all the animals, like in touch with nature. It's good that Hanako was projecting this, but I don't know if it's entirely accurate. I hope she's in a good place. Like she gives me I don't know everything, I just know what I know, which is what I want to hear every single day of my life. So that's good. Yeah, and then she makes the connection. The one cram school in the show that we know is the cram school that she's talking about. The abandoned one, where Oshino Meme used to hang out with Shinobu Chan. Or Chan, whatever you want to call her. Then this line's interesting. Hide the eyes. Say hi to Kambaro-san for me. Over the phone. Well, we're also still doing our phone technique where there's like pixelated Araragi with his hair waving back and forth and that kind of thing. But this is very interesting. So Hanakawa either has spies or is just very good at intuiting things, but however you say that word. I don't know how she knows this. Weird. I don't know if it's meant to be plot relevant or anything, or maybe it's just like, oh, she has meta knowledge and it's kind of funny because she says she doesn't know what she knows and then comes out with something that she shouldn't know. Wonder track, maybe not. I don't know. We'll say. Huh. So Araragi like kind of pries. Well, why are you trying to go there? It's abandoned. And then she's like, huh, no reason really. First, to establish a base of operations. Hmm. Yeah, sounds very much like a Oshino Meme adjacent character. I didn't expect this at all. I thought we were almost done introducing characters. I knew that there was the girl later because I'd seen her design before, but I thought that was way later. So I guess she's in it now. Again, I don't know how many more girls are even in this show. So this is very interesting. Before Kaganui leaves, she sets up that you might see a similar question by a girl about this high. And yeah, we do later. Now, what can I talk about here? Huh. Well, one, it's still continuing this kind of modern art thing we got going on in the backgrounds, which is cool. It just looks incredible. I love how the sunlight and the lighting is bouncing off everything. I love we got kind of the sun to the moon here with something in between. It's like a toothpick or something. And yeah, she bounds across it effortlessly. Like nothing phases her, nothing even the out of the ordinary. She just jumps through it, like it's nothing. Like a normal person would sit back and maybe look at this and then walk around. She goes straight through. Is that what we're trying to say here? Again, it looks awesome. This is a great like wallpaper. Imagine like a new anime gets announced and this is the key visual. I'm watching the shit out of it, and this is just one frame in Monogatari. I think that's really cool. Then kind of Kambaro explains her position I was talking about before, in that she can tell that this character is really strong. And kind of to help emphasize this, we've got do I keep calling her Kambaro? I think I do. Oh my god. Karen. And Karen has this thing where she keeps doing these insane physical techniques while explaining this, demonstrating that, well, if this character's super strong to the point where she's doing one-legged squats carrying Araragi, and then is scared of a character, this character must be super strong. We're just doing a little bit of power dynamic stuff. It's nice. It's very subtle too. I can tell a difference in strength as long as my opponent isn't evil, but I don't know for sure that she isn't. I misread this line. Huh. I mean, I don't get evil vibes off of her though. Maybe she is, for all I know. It definitely didn't have this sense of dread that we had when meeting Kaiki, for sure. She did look very powerful. Looking up at her, lots of high angle shots. Interesting. I didn't take this interpretation, but sure. I love this here. This is Kambaro Soruga, and then it calls her an idiot or a pervert, and then calls the sister an idiot, and then they both do the same thing. Like they both do this like this reaction. That's very funny to me. Yeah, they're extremely similar characters. Sorry if I keep mixing up their names. I don't do it intentionally. And yeah, she is tall. I never thought that Kambaru was short, but she looks extremely short here. And then we move on to the next scene. Araragi has caught sight of Hachikuji. We think we know what's going to happen, but then he convenes with the people inside his head and decides against it, but then talks himself back into it as well. It's all very clever. Describes Hachikuji as a newborn fawn, which is a little bit strange. He's like, I like women, I don't like little children, so I guess I shouldn't run up to her and grope her and do all these kind of things. And then he's like, well, if I'm not into her, then it's not weird, so I should do it anyway, right? So he's just kind of like racking himself back and forth in his own head. Very, very cool. I like how they keep doing the same thing but putting these twists on it. I think it's very fun. I like the shot we always get of Hachikuji where she's just like turning her head, like she hears something but doesn't quite hear it. And then, yeah, not suspect at all, Araragi approaches looking like this. And anyway, we move on, because a very good joke's coming up. So he almost like Devilman Crybaby runs over here, which is cool, before a hand grabs his leg, and he instead slides through her legs instead of doing the usual technique. And then it's almost Terminator 2-esque, like the hand going down, just waving. I think the implication here is that Shinobu heard his internal kind of justifications for all of this and just wanted to fuck with him. Like, just a reminder that I'm here, so don't make like perverted thoughts all the time and this kind of thing. I can hear what you're saying. Thanks, bye. Very good joke. Laugh out loud stuff. Loved it. So originally when he slides through the legs, she says Araragi, but here she stuffs up the name. I don't quite know what Kikirara is, but sure. Calls him bad at ad-libbing, which I don't entirely agree with, but anyway. They get to talking about how he should be studying, but he's not studying. It's kind of the topic of their conversation here. Moves on to a weird discussion about Hachikuji's body and how she has mad tits for like an 8-year-old, which again, don't be weird. I'm taking a chance on the future of your presently underwhelming bust. He's making an investment. What a cool guy. He says he plans to marry Hachikuji and then goes in for a kiss before being stomped on, which again, pretty appropriate response. This is kind of a return to our like industrial looking backgrounds as well. Lots of signs. It seems like something's always being constructed in these scenes, and I don't really know. I still don't really know what they're going for. I mean, I guess I do, abstractly, but I don't know. It's a very persistent theme, for sure. You couldn't really mistake it for much else. I like his technique here, even if it's, again, it is what it is. He kind of just throws his arm up like that, like, kind of like, what's that behind you? And then grabs her tits. I don't know. He gets his finger bitten, and then he says, this time I ad-libbed a proper response. So they have this thing going on where, yeah, again, you know. It's talking to the script, in a way, which is pretty good. And then, hey, a new character approaches. I never noticed the kind of eyes on the, I guess it's a ribbon? Bandana? Whatever we're calling it. Hey, Devil Boy. That's very similar to Kaganui. And yeah, I've seen this design before. It's kind of unmistakable, I guess. Yeah, she's she's definitely got a lot going on. I don't know if I like the design the same amount, but it's more striking. So for one, there's the dress, multicolored, got the kind of a orange, then a lighter red, then a darker red. The kind of really long stockings that are again clash color-wise, and then the boots which clash color-wise again. Kind of got the similar symbol to Kaganui as well on her chest, and green hair, toothpaste green. You know how much we love toothpaste. Here we get a closer look at the face, very green eyes, basically green hair everywhere. She's also got this vocal tick where she says something and then she says, I said with a poised look. Like it's not the part you're supposed to say in the dialogue, it's meant to be part of the text on page. Anyway. Again, he's playing Nisio and I'm imagining this is how it's written in the novel as well, because it makes more sense in the novel. It's playing with the very medium. It's like, that's not supposed to go there, and that's why it's clever. She's striking. That's all I really have to say about her at the moment. It seems in contrast to the rest of the girls, very, what's the word? Is that a kudere? Like the I'm going to be like really emotionless most of the time, but open up eventually. I'm imagining that's where we're going here. Again, robotic, almost alien, something like that, I think. And yeah, I think we're calling her Yotsugi. Ononoki Yotsugi. Kind of like got that like Araragi, Ononoki. Anyway, her whole thing is that she asks for where the cram school is again, and he points her in the right direction. And then, anyway, you're a big help, Devil Boy, and Snail Girl. Again, I talked about this before. It's weird that she can see Hachikuji. It's weird that she knows that she's a snail girl. This is all very strange. Should not go unnoticed. And then, yeah, I think there's some kanji connection here between Devil Boy and Vampire. It seems as though this is the case, yes. And then, yeah, Hachikuji's very funny here. Because she says what Karen said in the previous scene. Either way, she looks very capable. You would have to be as good as my master to match her. And I'm like, who's Hachikuji's master? Oh, okay, she's just being funny. She has meta knowledge. And yeah, that's where we finish on this white scene. To be continued. Very interesting. And as the text at the start implied, this is where we're going to jump into a little bit more of the interesting stuff, I think. A little bit more of the plot. Not that the kind of breezy episodes aren't interesting. I actually really enjoy them. It's way more analogous to something I would actually enjoy outside of these recording sessions. At the moment, what am I watching? I'm watching Romantic Killer. I'm watching Bocce the Rock. I'm watching DIY. I'm even watching Stupid Uzaki-chan. Like, these are the shows that I actually like to watch in my free time. So, yeah, these are the episodes that really appeal to me. They're just not that much to talk about. Having said that, I've been recording for almost an hour, so must have been doing something right. Either way, thank you very much for watching. We should be doing 10 and 11 and finish up Nisemonogatari next week. That'll be really awesome. How am I liking the season so far? It's definitely different. I'm not disliking it, but I think it's probably the weakest so far. But I think that's not an unpopular opinion either. It's still very good, still better than probably 99% of other anime. Like, this is still super good. So I want to stress that. But yeah, just a bit different. And different's good. Anyway, show stuff. Just in case I don't mention it, the Discord, please join. Please tell me how to use Discord because I really don't know. Yeah, if you like the video, like the video. If you like the video and want to see more, consider subscribing. Comment below anything we thought about the episode, anything I could do to improve my presentation, comment below. And Twitter, do unfollow for follow on Twitter, so follow me on that if you want to follow back and we can do Twitter stuff. Or now probably Discord's going to be the best way if you just want to PM me something, so consider that as well. Either way, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you guys next week for the end of Nisemonogatari. Rightio. Catch you guys later.